Welcome to Adventures in Gaming, everyone. Today we're going to visit F1 2014 again and go over in-race adjustments. There are several things that can happen during the race that may cause you to want adjustments, and getting those figured out and doing those on the fly while you're going around the track is something that you'll want to get used to and something that will help you out for sure during your races. The first screen that we're going to go over is basically just your HUD and what you've got. In the upper left, you've got your position and the drivers that are around you. And in the upper right, you have what lap number you're on and your timers. Lower right is the gear that you're in, your speed, and your DRS button. So it will turn green when it's available. DRS stands for drag reduction system, and that comes on at certain points in the race when you're within a second of another car in front of you. And what that does is when you press the button to activate that, it opens up a port in the back of your wing, which allows for less drag on your wing and allows you to go faster down straightaways. If you ever want to test that, you can actually press that button and then look back at the back of your car with your view options, and you can see that wing flip open and close as you go down the straightaways. So next, what we'll do is, if on the Xbox 360 and you're running a wheel, I believe it's the X button. But if you're running a controller, I believe it's the B button, but that brings up your car indicator. And there's three different screens that are on there. And the first one is your tire temperatures. And if you look at the temperature, they start out blue and then they'll start going to a yellow and then an orange and then finally get to red if you're basically cutting through your corners too fast and too hard and raising your tire temperatures up. Every press of the button following that cycles it through the next screen, and if you press it again, you get to the little red exclamation screen, and that's where it will tell you that where you have damage on your car and what sort of shape or tread left you have in your tires. The third screen that comes up is your information screen, and it has a bunch of different information on it. Like the first one is your fuel and how many laps of fuel you have left in a practice session. But during the race, it will tell you if you have extra fuel during the race, if you're going to finish the race with extra fuel, or if you're going to finish it with optimum fuel, or if you're actually going to be running short on fuel. And that will either say minus laps, optimal, or plus laps, meaning that you have extra fuel. The second box, as you go down, will tell you how the fuel mixture you have, what you're running, and we'll be going over some of this other stuff later, but it will either say rich, standard, or lean. The next one is what lap you need to stop at, and if you stop, finally the rejoin will tell you approximately where it thinks you are going to be rejoining the track. If you press the B button again, once again, if you have a wheel controller, and these are configurable, the screen will go away. So if you just keep cycling and hitting that, you will get to the screen that you want, or just take it off the screen altogether. Up to this point, I've been telling you about information that you can get about the car, but now we're going to move to an area that tells you about changes that you can make to the car, and you do that with the directional pad, either on your wheel or on your controller. If you take your directional pad and you move it in any direction, a pop-up screen will pop up and show you on the middle left side of your screen a window for fuel, tires, and brakes. And what you can do there is make adjustments to those on the fly as you're racing around the track. So you can see beside each name, fuel, tires, and brakes, there's a little directional arrow, and that's the arrow direction that you press with your directional pad to get to access that particular menu. So if you press up and hit the fuel, you will get 3 extra options that pop out to the side of that, which up, right, and down, and that will, if you select one of those, that will set your fuel mixture that you're currently running on your car. So if you went up for fuel, and up again, you would be running the rich mix. Or if you went up, and then down, you would change your fuel to the lean mix. This is adjustable at any point in the race, and It's very helpful for you to manage your fuel situation during a run or during a race. The next selection that is available is tires. So if you're clicking right, it will give you tires, and then will give you a list of your 4 tires that are available for the races. This is where you can set, if you actually want to change what was set up from your race strategy at the beginning of the race, you can change what tire you're going to use when you come into the pits. This is nice to be able to set it in case rain starts or something to that effect, or if it's raining and it starts going dry, you can set your tires that are going to be used when they change them in the pits, so you don't have to try to fit that in while you're running down pit road in case you have a close pit stall to pit entry. The third and final option that you have available to you for in-race adjustments is your brakes, and that's down on the directional pad once the window pops up, and then you've got front, neutral, or rear, and basically this just sets your brake balance to a general specification. I do not know what the specification is, but if you're having trouble locking up your brakes going into a corner, or if you're not braking hard enough, you can actually adjust this from either front, neutral, or rear to help you out with your corner entry or corner slowdown. And finally, F1 2014 allows you to configure your buttons either on your controller or on your wheel to whatever specifications you want. And to adjust those for your races, go into My F1, Settings, and then Driving Controls. And then you have your Customize Configure, your driving controls there. And then from the window, you can see that you have all of your selectable buttons. It tells you how things are configured now, and then you can customize each one of them depending on how you want to set your controller or your wheel up. I hope you've enjoyed this series on F1 2014 race adjustments. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and go Tigers!